Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of That Gunners Talk. And ladies and gentlemen, I could not have been coming here with any more mixed emotions or any more questions and answers than I have right now. But ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't want it any other way. Arsenal win 7-1 away from home without an attack, without a striker, and we managed to score 7 goals away from home. The first team in Champions League history to score 7 goals away from home in the knockout stages. The first time Arsenal scored 7 goals in the Champions League, especially in the knockout stage. KP, I don't even have to ask how you're feeling, but just tell me how you're feeling. Just tell me how you're feeling, brother.
Nah,
Wow.
I'm buzzing, man. That performance was insane. Like, not like the 7 goals is insane in itself, but just the football I was watching, the fluidity, the intensity,
Yes.
the urgency, the killer mentality that we've been asking for from this team. And we understand we don't have attackers. We understand we don't have signings, but the players there, like obviously there's things they can do to obviously increase our chances of creating chances and putting pressures on the opposition. We know we can defend well, and we showed that today again. I think our press was excellent, but
Mhm.
just the way that we could see that PSV were a poor defensive team, and we just said, you know what, we're putting pressure on them in terms of when they're trying to play out, and then when we get the ball, we're gonna go forward, try and get chances, cross the ball early, and I was just loving it, man. I was loving it, and
Mhm.
it's nice for once to know that like when we play the second leg next week, there's like all but not all but let me,
Yeah.
we're through to this.
What base we're through?
We're
We're
through to the
through. We're through.
quarterfinals. We're through to the
We're
quarterfinals.
through.
Like if somehow we no, no, I'm saying that we're through to the quarterfinals. So hey, I'm gassed, man. Like it's with the struggles we've been having with the attack, bro. Obviously, all the like deflated feeling we've been feeling around. Obviously, the window, the Premier League season, and stuff. Obviously, PSV. I wasn't not confident. I always thought we were gonna win the game. I'm pretty sure. Obviously, both of us probably predicted that. Obviously, 2-0 that we're gonna win the game, but I didn't expect this. And to see like the way that we scored, because it wasn't just like set pieces and that it was different aspects in terms of like fluidity, balls and behind like different players. It was lovely to see, man. What do you think?
First of all, before I even get into anything, KP, just don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join both Gunner Street and Cape House Pausa for all Arsenal content. If you like anything Arsenal related, we have it on both of our channels as we drop consistently on both of our channels, dropping all sides of Arsenal content. But about the game specifically, going into the game, to be honest, I thought this game could have been a very tricky one for Arsenal. No, I know PSV have been in poor form in their league, just lost in the league 3-2. And before that, just lost again to Go Ahead Eagles for the first time at home in 3 years. And then they're going into this game potentially coming in with the perspective of let's put their result right against Go Ahead Eagles. And we're coming into this game without an attack, without scoring in 3 of our last 4 games. We don't know where the goals are coming from. We're relying on a 17-year-old, a center midfielder up top, and Trossard, who on his day can give us something, but he's really an impact player, for being very, very honest about his ceiling at Arsenal Football Club. To see and to see what we thought, to see this result turn out how it is to be, I'm still in shock, KP. I can't lie to you. Like, I thought performances all over the pitch were magnificent. I thought Odegaard played well. Declan Rice played well. Yuri and Timber was on a madness. He looked like he had a point to prove. Coming into this game, he was on all the social media advertising content. He had a point to prove today. He was moving crazy. Lewis Skelly, before he had a madness, he made the first goal because the way he turns, receives the ball off of, can't remember, I think it was Saliba. He turns, shakes the two defenders, plays it out wide to Trossard, who finds Declan Rice, who then finds Timber at the back post for a lovely goal. I think even though Miles Lewis Skelly almost got sent off, we could talk about that a little bit later. But I thought Lewis Skelly, even for the 30-minute cameo he was on, I thought he played really, really well. Wanyeri, enough said. That brother is one of the best talents all around Europe, especially at his age. The third English player, 17 years or younger, to score in a Champions League knockout game behind Jude Bellingham or Phil Foden. Like, everything about this night is what should be a breath of confidence for this Arsenal team. And we've talked about it in the Premier League. When Arsenal don't have to play against those low block teams, and teams even try to play football against us, we put teams to the sword. The way we can get at a team's back line, the way we could create overloads and create chances when there's space, I give this team credit. They do have goals in them. But it's when we go up against those low block teams, we seem to find it very difficult, especially like that in the Premier League. But KP, let me transition now into more specifics. We talked about Mazu Skelly potential sending off. Did you think that was a second yellow? Because a lot of people on the internet have said maybe he should have been sent off for Mikel Arteta pulled him straight after that for Calafiori. What were your thoughts on should be a second yellow card for Lewis Skelly?
I don't think you need to give too much focus on this. I think end of the day, a yellow card is a discretion of the referee in the game. If a referee wants to give a yellow card for certain challenges, or talking back at the ref or whatever, that referee's going to give what he's going to give. Like end of the day, you always know how it is when a player's on a yellow card. The referee kind of has a bit more leniency depending on the challenge. They don't want to ruin the games. And I like the fact that the referee, especially early in the first half, you don't want to send the guy off. It wasn't a malicious challenge. It was just a late challenge. It wasn't high or anything. Like could be a yellow card. He didn't give it. And obviously, I like the fact that Mikel took him off quite early, even though he was having a good game on the ball, just to make sure that he for himself doesn't have a third red card in the season, second red card back to back, and just for that confidence and reputation, and just in general, he has to learn in terms of just kind of knowing how to read the game, knowing how to not. If he's got a foul in it, that's a bit more smart. That's not prompting a yellow or a red, and not always putting himself in situations to be risky. But I don't need to focus on this because 7 goals.
Yeah,
I'm happy he didn't lead to a red card, and that's it. What about you? To be fair,
nah. Honestly, I agree with most of what you said. To be honest, so there's a big debate online. I thought we were kind of going to get into it in terms of like the comparison between how games are potentially refereed in Europe compared to how they're refereed in England. Maybe if that game was in the Premier League, we could have seen a bit more pressure on Lewis Skelly, who looked nervous, to be honest with him, when the referee walked over. Luckily, the referee didn't send him off. And I'll give Arteta his credit today. He pulled Lewis Skelly off. He made changes when you're supposed to make changes. He got the game done early. And what I like is not only did we go into the halftime 3-1 up, normally we'll say, okay, a professional result, professional performance in the second half, get maybe 1 or 2 more goals, 3-4, 5-1, and then you end the tie. When you end the tie 7-1, scoring 4 goals in that second half, that shows that we had a killer mentality to not only put a marker down and say that not only, yes, are we a good team still, but to show that we can make noise in the Champions League. And I think that's where ultimately I want to really ask you, KP. 7 goals against PSV. People will talk about this is the poorest team. They're not really at their best. There will only be tougher tests to come. Let's just say we beat PSV. I mean, not just say, well, we're through against PSV. We're all but through. We just have to wait to play the second leg. We're going to play either Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid. That game, Real Madrid is leading 2-1 going into the Wanda Metropolitano. And then from there, we have to play potentially maybe Liverpool or PSG or whoever comes out of the other side. What do you think about our hopes for maybe a quarterfinal, semi-final, even final, maybe go all the way to win it? What are your thoughts about Champions League?
hey man, knockout competitions are all about just a game at a time. There's no, especially in the European competition where you don't. These teams aren't familiar with each other. Everyone, obviously, as we already know, Arsenal's style of play, the way we're built in terms of defensive structure, discipline, a lot of tall players, a lot of good technical players. It's a more slower game, and a game that's more of a tactical battle will suit us because we have the defensive solidity. I think we've only conceded 1 or 2 goals. Sorry, 3 goals in the Champions League this season so far, which is obviously insane. Obviously, and end of the day, like that is gonna help you. And then if we're gonna face one of the Madrid's next round, it's Champions League. It's gonna be difficult. This is what you want to be. This is where you want to be. Obviously, we're handicapped, but end of the day, the players today showed themselves that they have something. And if by the time we do play one of the Madrids in the quarterfinals, maybe Martinelli's back, maybe Saka's on the way, if not back, then that gives another boost because this is going to be our focus of the season. Obviously, the Premier League season, the Premier League's all about lost in terms of the title race, not mathematically, but you know what I'm saying. But
yeah,
you got to. End of the day, you don't know no one's destined or certain to win because, as you're saying, like it's Real Madrid might even lose that tie next week, and then you know what I mean, like Liverpool might lose against PSG. PSG might be. You know what I'm saying, you never know. So end of the day, Arsenal just got handled their business. I think one of the main things I was confident about, I was saying it before the game, was that I know our defense is good. So facing most teams, of course, yeah, there can be a mistake in there. Some teams can make a good chance. This is football. But in terms of like a 90-minute game, I don't expect us to concede a million amount of chances where I feel there's gonna be pressure on our goal. And because of that, it's then about, you know, the attacking players, you know, your likes of Odegaard, Declan Rice. I think, as I was saying in my video after the Nottingham Forest game, I was saying the likes of Trossard, Declan Rice, Odegaard, the more senior players in the team to step up, and I feel like all three of them today, especially, stepped up and
Yeah,
played excellent. Especially Odegaard today. Odegaard was having a field day
yeah.
in this game. Obviously, I would just highlight him. Obviously, I've been harsh with him a lot. Just for just not, you know, not pulling the trigger in terms of certain areas, not playing those incisive balls in behind to create chances for people, not receiving the ball in between the lines, and creating that havoc where you don't know where he's going to pass. And today, I was saying, I don't know how many times he received the ball between the lines
Yeah.
and turned, drove, either played a pass, either took a shot, either, you know, created another moment. And it was an excellent performance from him. I thought, did he get 2 goals and either 2 assists or 2 goals and 1 assist? I can't remember,
I think 2 goals, 1 assist. Not really
but
sure. I know for sure the Calafiori assist was absolutely outstanding. Great pass to find Calafiori
yeah,
doing
and
this.
a great finish from Calafiori as well, which every goal he's had this season so far has been an amazing finish so far. And I'm gassed, man. Like, end of the day, um, like I'll throw it back to you, Steph. Like,
Mhm.
what do you feel about our chances in the Champions League and just this season? Because yeah, man, like, this is our season, and this performance obviously will give a lot of confidence to us.
Well,
Maybe potentially put a lot of fear in other teams as well.
well, the first thing I'd say is Europe is a lot different to the Premier League, and that's one thing I've seen. Like the only real teams that have really given us a tough time of scoring goals so far in this Champions League, like, if I could think off the top of my head and be fair, is Atalanta and Inter Milan, two Italian teams and two very strong Italian teams defensively. And I think when you look at potentially who we have to go up against, PSV, Real Madrid have conceded a lot of goals. We've even seen that Betis get a result against them at the weekend. We saw Barcelona put a lot of goals past them. Like you said, I think we have a very, very solid defense. It really just come down to how consistent is our attacking play across a 180 leg tie, two-legged tie between whoever we play, whether that be, I mean, we have to throw against PSV, but any Madrid club, whoever comes out of the Liverpool part of our bracket, or even if we even get to a final, how do we go up against that? And I think this is a big season for Mikel Arteta because a lot of the eggs are going to go into the Champions League basket, and we know, well, as a club, I think we should know that Mikel Arteta has had a struggle of it in cup competitions, and if he could put demons to rest, me and you said before, we said semi-final to a final appearance when we made our preseason predictions about how far this team could go, and that's thinking we had Saka. So we're through to a quarterfinals now. We're going up against one of the favorites, potentially, and maybe a Real Madrid. And I'll just say, look, that's a free hit game as well. You just go and you play your football, and like you said, anything can happen in European football. Back the defense and just take your chances in Europe, and you never know where you land. You never know where you land.
And and I feel like, especially when you get to the latter stages, most teams you're going to be facing, well, bar maybe Atletico and Inter in terms of their style, are going to
Yeah,
back themselves to, you know, play attacking football and try to open up space, especially in their
exactly.
home ground. And especially like today, PSV were going a lot man to man, and that had, you know, Arsenal, you know, moving the ball fast and open up space, opening up. Like, one thing I liked about us is we're getting the ball and someone's in space, just punching the ball to them and allowing them to turn,
Yeah.
not forcing them to even knowing that they have to have the space. And it was good to see. And I feel like even when we face a Real Madrid and stuff, they're gonna play high line, they're gonna play, you know, man to man press. You know, they're
Yeah.
gonna trust themselves to try and win. And I feel like I liked the more random, fluid style that I was seeing today. Players, you know, rotating around, players
Yeah.
moving around, you know, players coming in and out, us playing the ball in behind, us switching the ball. It was all different type of styles, crossing the ball early. I liked it because what that does, it puts pressure on the defense, no matter who the defense is. So
Mm-hmm.
we just got to continue that, and I hope, obviously, in the Premier League games, obviously, and Man United coming up on Sunday. Oh my God, I would love for a
I would
replica
love to
type.
give Man United the same setup.
I would love
I would
for
love
them
to
to
give
get the
Man
same
United the
dog
same setup.
because, for many reasons, for many people, they are. I would love it,
And
but
and I think a result like this, KP, is so, it's like, and I'm still stunned by the scoreline, really, because if you think about the games where we scored more than five this season, we've beaten Sporting five, we've given Palace five, we've
West
given
Ham,
West Ham five. This game we've scored seven. We skipped City five. So we've proven that we can score goals. If I'm being fair to the team, we've proven that we can score goals. It's just sometimes it's just lacking when you go up against a certain level of opposition that
but
play
but
that
that's
low block.
but that's why like I criticize the team. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's criticism on Arteta on the board, but it's like you have to create those moments. Like for example, today, how many times Raya get the ball? He's quick, long, long
Long kick,
ball,
long
or
Declan Rice
quick,
early or
quick
whoever.
throw in, or quick playing out to someone and turning out. How many times you see players get the ball and today and say, "Oh, do you know what? I'm going to play the ball in behind, or I'm going to play the ball, wide early. I'm going to, there's no delay. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Like when we're playing low block teams, it's not low block for the whole game. Those teams sometimes have a moment where they come out. Those teams sometimes have a moment where they have their own free kicks and goal kicks, and we have times to counter, and we're taking long and we're slowing the game down and stuff. Like if you're gonna have a low block team, you need to capitalize when the game's open, so you can try and put pressure. Because then ultimately, us getting the goal early puts pressure on PSG to have to come out even more. And obviously, ultimately, we were lucky for them to miss that chance right before we scored our chance. Obviously, that is the tale of football. But that's just all I want to see. So in these Premier League games, even if the league is done and we're just kind of, all eyes on the Champions League, I want us to use these games to try and, implement this style of more random, more fluid, more dangerous football. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, and I agree with you. It's just about keeping the momentum going. Like you said, we have Man United next, then PSV, then Chelsea. Ultimately, we just have to keep going and keep performing at this level. But KP, any final notes you want to say before we close out? Man of the match you've given to anybody specifically? Any
Um,
standard
I
performances you
think
want to give?
like everyone played well. Obviously, Timber, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Marino, Trossard is very good as well. Wanyeri was class. I think I'll give it to Odegaard today. I think he was
Yeah.
just involved in almost everything in the game. I think Wanyeri and Timber are a close shout, and Declan Rice is just. I think when we next have a longer episode, we need to have a talk about this guy and just yeah. There's a few things I want to talk about him. Like
His
he's
ability to
excellent.
finish.
His ability to finish, his ability to cover ground, his ability
Yeah.
to just yeah, he's just excellent. And yeah, if you can continue to get good results in the next 3-4 games before international break, hey man, players come back from injury. You never know, Steph, man. I always say
Yeah,
this. So that's me, man.
the longer we're in the competition, the more it gives like Saka others hope to come back. But we just have to keep performing and keep hoping. But KP, thank you for your time, brother. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Gunner Street and Cape House Puzzle for all Arsenal content we post every single week, every single day. You can find content on our channels. We have that much content out. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channels. KP's on the road
Come
to
on, you
1K.
gunners.
I'm on
Come
the
on,
road
you
to
gunners.
2K. And hit that like button. So comment and subscribe for 7-1 win, people. Madness. Catch you in the next one. Thank you.